camera is not the best one.
All right, guys, you know what to do. I'm here. I need to know the sound is working. I need to know the video is working.
Do we have a single viewer?
Yeah, we have five
Oh.
loyal viewers, which are here before we were here. Actually, we were here, guys, but I was having technical difficulties.
They can tell us, is the sound okay?
Exactly. That's what I asked him. Come on, guys, text something. There's a 1 minute lag. So.
1 minute.
Yeah, isn't that a lot?
I never done this before. Then.
Really? I don't know why they have a 1 minute lag. I mean, what's the point of the 1 minute lag? Come on, guys, say something. I'm thinking is maybe my sound's not working because you guys aren't typing. So there's 9 of you here, and I want someone to say, yes, Joe. Yes, Joe. We can hear you. This is Pavel, by the way. Now 11 of you are here. Type something. Come on. So I will move forward on the assumption the sound is working and you can see us. And if it's not, I'll kill this and start over.
Oh, yes.
Aha! You see that, guys?
Super.
Pavel is far away from the chat, but he could see that immediately. His eyes are better than mine.
Задержка в 1 минуту есть или нет? Как Джо говорит.
He's going to speak Russian for you guys. So, guys, welcome to Expat American. I am the Expat American here with Pavel. Pavel was the very first YouTuber to reach out to me a little over a year ago to say, hey, man, cool channel. Let's do something. No other YouTuber had recognized me until you did, Pavel.
Wow, yeah. Really?
And Pavel is my friend, and
know that.
he is the most recurring guest star on this show. Do you know how many episodes?
3?
10. Pavel has been on this show 10 times, yes.
No way.
I made the playlist, man. It's up. You guys check out the playlist. It is in the description here. I think Pavel is an expert in all things machine related. He thinks he is not, I think. I don't know. Are you?
I'm too shy to agree with that.
So the topic...
It is true, but I can't tell it anyway.
So the topic today is Russian transportation is what? And, I want to have fun with this topic. And I also want Pavel to give us real information. And he will, because he definitely knows all things machine related. And he's good to have on my show because I'm kind of like a woman when it comes to technical things. I don't know about it at all. So it's very good to have Pavel on.
Very sexist.
Pavel, yes. Pavel is like me, but better because he actually knows stuff. Whereas I just smile and look good. Pavel smiles and looks good and knows things. Right, Pavel?
Okay.
Do you? I have a test for you before we get started. What vehicle is this, Pavel?
DeLorean.
Ha!
From
you
the
see
Back
that,
to
guys?
The Future.
He knows that. Okay. How about
test?
What is this, Pavel?
Trolley bus, I think. I don't know.
Don't say
just a random.
Just
you
said trolley bus, so you got it. Is there anything else here I can really push your brain with? Pavel, what is this?
Some kind of Ford, maybe F-150. No.
And how about this?
Old one. And a hard one. Chevy truck. I don't know the model.
This is what I would say. This is an old truck.
Chevy truck.
What about this, Pavel?
Porsche Cayenne.
Are you reading it?
No. Porsche Panamera.
Okay, anyway, so our first episode together was Russian transportation is what? And we walked around Moscow and we talked about different things of Russian transportation. So Pavel, I believe, is a government worker. Is that correct, Pavel?
Yeah, I work on a government company. I do the geodetic measurements. I don't know if it says something to you or not.
So like you're out there measuring the ground.
I measure the underground communications, like
Okay.
cables, pipes, gas pipes.
Cool. Well, guys, what I want you to do is type your question and don't hit enter and send it yet. Have it ready. Think about what you want to ask. But I want to ask Pavel first. So, Pavel, as an American, I've already said I don't know much about machinery. The impression I've been given in my lifetime is Henry Ford started the assembly line, and that made cars like available for everybody
Exactly.
at a good price. And then, kind of in my go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say that Henry Ford was not the first one to start the serial production.
Oh yeah,
the first one to set the assembly line.
Oh yes,
This
he's
is
the
important.
first one to do the assembly line.
Yes, this
So
is
they
important.
were producing cars like the same, but he started the assembly line.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Conveyor.
And in my lifetime, I've been given the impression that Asian countries have really reliable cars, and that, let's say, Germany has fancy cars. And that's kind of the extent of my car knowledge. And what I want to know is, where does Russia fall into the grand scheme of things? Do they have cars? Are you guys still on covered wagons or what?
Well, Russia do have cars, but like most cars was invented in US. In USA. Like most parts of any car was invented in USA. Some in Germany, some in France. Others are just followed. Okay. But if we take, for example, Toyota, Nissan, SsangYong, Korean manufacturer. Let me remember some other factories that are popular today, and we take their first vehicle. It's gonna be the licensed version of Jeep, the Willys MB. But the Russians, the Soviet Union, did their own first vehicle that was launched just, I think, the half of the year earlier than the Jeep done it. Still, it was the gas factory that was built by Ford in Soviet Union, but it was the separate, unique car. It wasn't the copy or clone of the already existed car. And it was changed to UAZ after the Second World War. The gas factory separate in two halves: the UAZ, Ulyanovsk city, and the gas itself that moved to the Gorky, Nizhny Novgorod city. Okay. And they still produce the off-road vehicles that they developed by their self, with some cooperation with other companies. Some, of course, parts are not made in Russia. Maybe someday in some models, most parts are not produced in Russia, but still there is unique models for the Lada factory, the UAZ factory, and the gas factory.
And UAZ is what you specialize in. That's your hobby.
Yes.
And that's what your channel is about.
I don't want to think about that. I think it's all about me and my hobby, but it's I do own UAZ by myself, UAZ car, and it happens that.
So, guys, his channel is at Pavel Kabanova on YouTube. Is that right?
Kabanova is the female.
So it's Kabanov, but there's an A at the end. Is the A silent?
No, just V.
There's no A at the end.
No, sharp V.
I thought
no V.
Yeah, but the channel, if they type it in to search for it, it's at Pavel Kabanov.
A, big A. It's for the last name.
Okay.
Alexandrovich.
Okay, so he is Pavel Kabanov, and then a big A to represent his last name. So look him up, guys. If you speak Russian, you'll definitely enjoy the channel. If you do not, make sure you're using a Yandex browser. Wait, does that work? Does Yandex make it English, or does it only make it Russian?
For the live?
Well, you can no, not for the live. For if they go to watch your videos. Well, you can hit Google and then hit the gear wheel and translate to English. Hit the closed caption if you want to watch some of his stuff. So he's a a fun guy like me. So then, Pavel, what is the status of Russia in the car industry in regards to sanctions? What has been the effect on the car industry
after the 2022? I don't know how to say it correctly.
Oh, you mean
yeah?
You mean after the special operation?
Yes, military special operation. After that, the car production in Russia stopped completely.
Okay.
Maybe 99% gone. All the foreigners companies gone, not like in the moment, but for the few months, and the production lines are stopped for every factory, including Russian factories. And surprise, now all the factories, including Russian factories, producing more cars than in 2021. We don't know why this is happening, because the prices go up, and maybe 2 times for some cars, 50%, but none less. They expensive, and people are still buying cars like crazy.
So car production is going up now.
Yes, and this is very strange.
Like most things in sanctions. The sanctions seem to be having the reverse effect.
The most popular car is Geely Monjaro model, the Chinese car, not the Russian, in Russia. And it costs around 5 million rubles.
Okay.
How it gonna be in dollars?
Take 2 zeros off of 5 million, and that's
approximately like 5. 50,000.
So 50,000?
50,000, I guess.
That's not bad.
And this is the most popular one. If we take the single model, not like the brand or factory or model line, the single model gonna be the Geely Monjaro, according to statistics. Like crazy, because before the sanctions, like the most popular model was the 1 million ruble around. Like 5 times.
Right. Okay, guys. So now I want you to send us your questions. We've been talking about cars, but he doesn't just know about cars. He knows about planes, trains, all kinds of automobiles, the metro especially. I think you probably work on the metro more than anything in terms of your job.
No.
No, you don't?
No, I don't.
Apartment
buildings.
But guys, click share right now and send us to your friends. See if we can get some more people in the live chat.
Let's read some questions.
And we're going to now take your questions and see. So if you typed a question, hit enter, send it on through. And
there is a lot of questions.
I'm going to be scanning for the question mark. So Bor and Betten said Russian Tesla ? So I guess he's asking, is there Tesla in Russia?
No, there is, of course, no Tesla in Russia. Like if we're talking about the Tesla factory, Tesla brand, they're not officially in Russian still. And they was not officially in Russia even before the sanctions, but we do have a few, I guess 2 models of electric cars, like electric cars produced for the 2 factories, the Lada E Largos. This is the Renault Dacia, Renault Dacia, 2 brands. Logan MCV model that produced locally in Russia over maybe the 10 years already, and they still trying to create the serial production of electric variant of this Largos. I think they just moved the production to the Ijevsk city for the Largos model, and the
I think Sveta and Josiah and I, we were walking through the center about 2 days ago, and we saw a car plugged in. She was like, "Oh, is that Tesla?" And I was I don't know.
The Chinese product produced a lot of electric cars, more than not any other country, but all the countries together producing less electric cars than a single factory in China, BYD, Build Your Dream company. Plus, there is other companies that produce electric cars too. A lot of companies. So it's just crazy. Let me finish.
Yeah,
and
please.
Yes, plus we have the UAZ Profi, the not SUV, like light truck,
Your hobby car.
It's like light truck model, not my hobby.
UAZ.
Yes, UAZ, but different model.
But the different model. Okay.
Yeah, the light truck, not like the pickup truck, but bigger. The electric versions. Electric version, it is in production. You can buy it. Plus, in maybe 1 year or less, looks like we're gonna see the first completely Russian made and designed fully electric, not like reassembled from the petrol to electric car, called Atom. Everything else is even the Chinese made and imported or licensed Chinese car, like Evolute or Moskvich electric version. I think that's it. Everything else is from different country.
Okay. Sergey B has said this Pavel Kabanov is scary. I think he's joking because I talk about whether or not Russia's scary all the time. But that reminds me, guys, you heard it here. Pavel said that America was leading the way in car production historically. So I don't always say wonderful things about Russia. We can have wonderful talk about other countries on this show too. Why are they making it so difficult to import cars? What do you think, Pavel?
Because we need to sell the cars that made in here in Russia. This is why they put the plus price. I don't know.
Okay, so the Russian government is encouraging car production and car purchases of Russian cars in Russia.
Yeah.
So it is harder to import cars.
If you make something here locally, then you get discount.
Okay.
Your factory get the discount, and as higher you make, more you make parts, the more is your discount.
Okay, cool.
But it's still the price is still rises high.
Okay. Someone said, "What? No Jeep Wave?" ? I'm not really sure what that means.
Jeep Wave? Where Wave? I don't know.
I guess no wave of Jeep production or Jeep purchases.
Maybe Jeep off-roaders, no? Oh no, Jeep Wrangler 100%.
Someone's asking for you to do your show in English.
I don't know. My audience is Russian speaking.
So guys, if I missed your question,
на моем канале только русский язык.
Then
я боюсь, что русские люди будут не в восторге от моего произношения по-английски.
If I missed your question, send it again. So Pavel and I have done lots of videos about the metro. So Pavel, do you know how the Moscow metro compares to other metros in Russia, or how it compares to other subways and undergrounds around the world? Is that question too broad?
I've been in, I guess, only Israel metro.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, that's right. You went to Israel. Very cool.
Yeah, but I never been in US or other Western countries. Sadly, but this is true. And it's hard to compare because I know them only by YouTube, by news, by media. And looks like the New York's metro, the most comparable metro to Moscow, is very scary, dirty place. Do not compare it. Completely different thing.
Well, I guess structurally it's similar, but it's just culturally not being taken care of.
The main difference between Russian metro systems and transportation system in general, compared to most other countries, as far as I know, is that you pay only once when you enters.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
You have 1.5 hours to go whatever you want, wherever you want. You can change the type of transport. You can go sit on the bus, the
But you mean in
train,
Russia?
in Moscow,
Yeah, Moscow.
and most Russian
But you
cities.
said an hour and
The
a
system are
half.
the same.
Is there a limit though? I didn't know there was even a limit.
Yeah, there is.
So what happens after an hour and a half? You're still in the system.
You should pay second. Yeah.
So you're supposed to
No,
go
no,
out
no,
and
no.
pay again?
No. If you not making the transition, then you're okay. You can like sit on a circle line and go all around.
Yeah. Josiah and I did that actually a couple days ago. We did.
As long as you want. But if you are trying to make a transition to the other type of transport, you should like
you're supposed
validate
to,
your card
on the honor system,
and the system gonna compare the time.
So I guess technically, if one of those ticket checkers stopped you and you'd been in for 2 hours, they might say, "Hey, you need to go pay again," because they have little ladies with the little machines and they randomly stop you and check your card.
Where did you see that?
I've seen that many times. Yeah, maybe they're just stopping the foreigners. That's no big deal. You come in the metro sometimes, and there's like a uniformed lady, and she has like what looks like a card reader. Yeah, and they ask to see your card, and they look at it, and they give it back. Oh no, it's happened several times
in metro.
In the metro, yeah.
Not the MCD, MCC, like
in the metro. No, you think I'm crazy?
I think so.
Someone commented.
I never saw the single one for the 38 years I'm living in this planet.
Okay, so
they was in public transport, like the one that got wheels, like buses, trolley buses, and they often go check the people in the MCD, the suburban trains.
Well, maybe I'm confusing it with that.
That comes from distant land.
Right, maybe I'm confusing.
Inside in Moscow, zero chance to meet the one.
So is it difficult to export a car that you produce in Russia to another country despite sanctions?
Export?
Yes.
Where? The borders are closed, like to Belarus. Maybe you can do it easily.
The Martian, tell us export to where, and he can.
Belarus or Kazakhstan, I think easily, but other countries, I think not. No. I never tried by myself, but I think it's very hard.
What about Aurus? Aurus car. Is there any imported parts in Aurus? What's Aurus? Is that like something Russian? Is that the abbreviation?
This is the cortege project. It was initially planned and designed as the first man, like president, for the first man in government, but it was from the beginning designed to be mass production cars, like not the Toyota mass production or BYD mass production, but like Rolls-Royce or Bentley mass production. So like 10, maybe 400 in a year.
Okay.
And this is the fully Russian car. Not 100%, I'm sure. I don't know the exact numbers, but of course, no other country managed to fully produce cars in one country. No one. So the Russia is not an exception, but still the engine, the chassis, the body, the suspension, all the metal parts, I think, plus the interior, because it's an expensive car. It is a limousine. Most ours is a limousine. They are all made in Russia, of Russian materials, because like you can do that if you have almost unlimited budget.
Okay. Does Russia produce its own tires for cars and trucks?
Yeah, we do. Actually, the widely known Nokian Tires, Finnish company, own the biggest plant in Russia, and they forced to close it, and now it is a fully Russian factory.
Oh, okay.
The biggest, like 70% of all their power
tires in Russia.
Yeah, it was in Russia.
Wow.
In all the world, the biggest factory was in Russia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like 70%. And
70
now and so now Russia is running that.
Yes.
And are they still producing 70% of the world's tires?
No, not the 70% of the world, the 70% of the company, one company. The Nokian tires.
Okay.
Of course not.
Okay, I don't know. I'm like a lady.
Yeah, looks like.
What is the cost of the metro?
It depends.
It's like 54 rubles, right?
It depends on the way how you pay. You can get a discount. If you're paying the Troika card, you will pay, I guess, 51 ruble or 50, something like that.
So it's like 50 cents, someone said.
Yeah, maybe 46. I don't really recall the right number. But if you're paying by the Mir bank card, you will get the 10 rubles discount. Like you're paying 56 ruble and instantly you get the 10 rubles back. Not the bulb, like some points, the real rubles, the real money. You get them back immediately. Plus, I paying my metro transit by Yandex card, Yandex bank card, and they give me back, I guess, 5%.
Okay.
Additionally.
So, guys, I'm noticing that some of you are asking questions and you're not putting question marks. I can't read everything now. I promise I will read it all later in the playback.
$50.
Or half a dollar, right?
Yeah,
so I'm
English
scanning
audience.
for the question mark. So if I don't see a question mark, my eye's going to jump right past it. But so I caught one that doesn't have a question mark. Do Russians not like pickup trucks?
Yeah, we do not like them.
Now, why? Because I noticed, because I grew up in like country America, and Alex, Sveta's son, we came over here and we're like, where are the pickup trucks? Because in like the Gulf of Mexico states, you know, where we're from, like everyone's got, they would love to have a pickup truck like this or something fancy. And it seems practical, right? Because I would, you know, buy stuff for my business and for houses and building, and I'd put construction materials in it, and I'd be going back and forth from the job sites. And here it's like I don't hardly ever see a pickup truck. Why?
Let's make it simple.
Okay.
If you have the car like that, then probably you just carrying around people.
Yes.
And maybe just a little bit cargo for your own needs. But if you own a company and you need to carry, show me.
I have a whole. Yeah. I have a bin of vehicles for Pavel here to show his stuff.
Let me find something.
Click share, guys, while Pavel finds the right vehicle, and send this to your friends right now so that we can have more people in the stream and get more questions and make it more fun.
This is a bad example, but you don't have something better than this one. So if you have the company, the real company, and you need to carry a lot of cargo, then you will buy the real truck, not the small light truck, but the real truck, just a little bit smaller than this one, and with the big tented, like covered cargo platform.
Right.
And still, according to Russian law, you're gonna have the light car, the passenger car, until you exceed the 3.5 ton total weight.
Okay.
So if you're gonna buy the most popular one, the gazelle in Russian, the gazelle is the animal with like
gazelle. Yes.
Yeah, the gazelle. Then you're gonna have 1.5 ton cargo capacity. This is a lot for the most of the needs, and this is bigger than any big truck like the classic one, like the American truck. This is less than 1.5 ton. Plus, no one say this openly, but you can put more. You can put 2.5, 3.5 ton in that truck, and she gonna be fine. And it's cheaper. It can take more. And why I should buy like something like this, I really don't know. So this one can carry only 2. It has small cargo space, small truck and trunk, and I don't really know the cases. I can't even imagine the cases, the real case, where this car gonna be better than something like this, the real truck, and still will fit the needs for the regular people
Well,
who
I
want
would
to carry
I would think
their family.
anyone who's living in Moscow, let's say, and their kids are now adults, and it's just husband and wife, and they have a dacha they go to on the weekends or all summer long that they're going to want to repair. Wouldn't a pickup truck be nice?
Why not to buy the full size truck without the cargo storage, like with a roof?
Oh, you mean like a minivan?
Full metal, like full metal body, like Jeep, like I don't know.
I see. So
like Suburban, Chevrolet Suburban.
It's the open cabin in the rear that not really practical.
It's not really practical. You cannot use it.
It's probably also a pain when there's snow, right?
Yes, but you can buy like something
little cover.
Yeah, little cover. But the main reason you cannot use it if the length is not enough.
Okay,
you cannot extend it with the.
I'm on board now because I've seen lots of shuttle vehicles that are practically empty on the inside.
Something like that. Gonna be more practical than this one. Compare them.
Yeah. But I've seen lots of stuff, not this, because that's like an armored vehicle, but like this shape that's empty on the inside. I see that a lot in Russia.
You can put more here.
So Russians do have the same type of thing, but it's closed. It's a closed cabin, which makes sense.
But UAZ do have the pickup truck in their product line.
Okay, guys.
It's not very popular, but
I'm looking for questions now. The next question, if you're joining late, this is Pavel Kabanov. His YouTube channel is Pavel Kabanov A at the end. And he is a car enthusiast, and he knows Russian cars way better than me. And he's been on the show like 10 times. I have a playlist called Pavel in this description if you want to see more of Pavel, or if you want to go see his channel. So, and leave a donation if you guys want. Help the show out if you're having a good time. So Polaris has a question. Thanks, Polaris. Hello, what is the weirdest, most unusual public transportation you ever took in Russia?
Unusual.
Well, I can say while Pavel's thinking, and then Pavel can answer, and that would be the monorail, which Pavel and I took in Moscow in our second episode, which is the second episode on the playlist. You can take a look at that. That shows kind of about everything. But it is a weird monorail, and Pavel will fully admit this. And that, off the top of my head, that's the weirdest thing that I've
it's
done.
Weird and bad.
So tell us why, Pavel.
Oh, you better watch the.
Oh yeah, you guys just watch the video. He talks about the video. So do you have anything else you want to say as far as weird?
I think the weirdest transport, because it is a transport, the outside escalator on Vorobyovy Gory.
Exterior escalator.
Yeah, it is interior, but it's like separate from anything. Like you're walking out from the metro, the how the station name is, Vorobyovy Gory. I forget the station name. The Russians guys gonna correct me. And after that, you can take the escalator that gonna take you to the up of the hill, and that's it.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I saw that on someone else's channel.
It's not the big one, like maybe 300 meters long.
Yeah. It's just like it's like an escalator for a hill. Off the river,
and that's it. And it is interior.
Yeah. It's heated, like covered.
Covered.
I need to go check that out. If you remember what it's called, people can type on the internet and look up pictures.
The answer is to exporting to Europe or USA if you were manufacturing cars.
So Pavel, someone asked, "How are you doing?"
Oh, okay. Working most of the time.
He answered that question very easily. All right. So, is Lada Niva still in production?
Oh yeah, it is. It's just the same as it was in 1977. Just a little bit different. Mostly the same.
So
extraordinary vehicle.
the live style is different. What do you mean, Sergey? Explain yourself, sir. Pavel, my answer to the previous one was exporting to Europe or USA if you were manufacturing cars and or parts like engines.
I don't manufacturing cars, but I do manufacture something for cars.
No, it was exporting to Europe. So he's asking about exporting, like.
But I don't export anything.
No. The Russia, the country.
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
They do export to the loyal countries. I think they do export to China.
Countries they're friendly with.
Yeah, they do export to Cuba, I guess. I do remember they do export to Cuba and maybe Chile and some other countries that do not ban the abilities.
Someone said, did you ever go 4x4ing? Well, we have gone 4x4ing. It's on the playlist, but it says a Buhanka. It's
a UAZ model.
It's a trippy. It is trippy and invisible.
Why it is invisible?
Explain yourself, Pavel.
No, I don't know why.
Russian secrets.
I don't know why it is invisible.
So are they talking about what we did on the channel?
It is like the Volkswagen bus, like the square-shaped car with the engine inside. Mm-hmm. It was the first completely UAZ product car. I think 1946 or something like that. I don't remember exact dates, but something in that area, and it's still in production. It's still the same, just like Lada Niva, and you can go and buy one if you want, but I don't know why you should do that.
So what does this mean here, Pavel? Read that.
Lifestyle, maybe. Still is different in our style.
So while he figures that out, click share, send this to your friends so we can get more people in the live stream. Make a donation to the show if you would like. If you don't know, this is EXPAT American. That's me. This is my channel.
I think
I'm an American living in Russia, in Moscow, showing the world Russia is a normal place. And here's Pavel, a Russian man with his own Russian YouTube channel. So Pavel, what does that mean?
I think this is a Russian man.
Sergey?
Yeah.
Bechentsev. I can spell.
Bezhnitsev, наверное. Bezhnitsev, I think. I think he asks you about how different life in Russia compared to U.S. life.
He already knows lifestyle
in needs of full-size truck.
Tracks.
In
tracks.
terms of full-size truck.
Oh, maybe he's talking about our pickup question.
Yeah, pickup question.
So what's he saying? Do you know?
How different life in Russia compared to US in terms of needs of the full-size trucks? Not tricks.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, Sergey. I mean, because like I said, it's kind of a culture in Southern America.
Why do you need the full-size truck in US?
Well, because
do you need?
It's definitely helpful because I'm in my house that you guys would consider a country home. I have to drive anywhere I want to go. If I am walking, it's going to be like 20 minutes to get somewhere. It's just not the end of the world. It's really hot in Florida. So it's kind of the reverse of Moscow, where in wintertime it's really too cold here, in my opinion. But in Florida, you got to do your business early in the morning and then get inside somewhere because it's just so darn hot. And if you're outside, you're gonna have to take a shower by the time it's 11 a.m. And you are, I guess we have big stores like Leroy Merlin, but it's called like Home Depot or Lowe's. And it's very common in the culture that almost all men in the Gulf of Mexico states are going to those stores and buying wood and buying their own stuff and taking it to whatever work project they want to work on, whether it's, a beach house or a river house or a tree house, or they want to work on their own, business that they own. And so it's just very convenient to have a pickup truck. There's no snow.
So
You're filling it up all the time. You're strapping it down. Your Christmas tree, for instance.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Please.
You're saying that compared to Russia, you need to carry the coil, the wood, and everything that can destroy the interior. And this is why you need the pickup truck. Because in Russia, you do not need to do so. You can buy the coil, you can buy the woods, and it gonna like come itself into your house.
Well, I mean, I never had
Mostly.
I never owned a pickup truck
Not
myself.
for everyone.
I always had, something similar to this shape.
The question is about pickup truck.
Yeah. Well,
Do
I mean,
you need
no,
one?
I didn't. Yeah, to be fair, I never bought one because I've always had a lot of children, so this wouldn't work for me. So what I like about, I would get something like this that is full of seats, and the seats are removable or can fold down. And so sometimes my seats are in place, whether it be this or a van, and I'm traveling with the whole family, or if I need to do a work project, I fold down the seats or I take out the seats and I fill it up. Mm-hmm. So that's what I would do. So, and it sounds like that's what Russians do. All right, cool.
Was Lada?
So send us a question. Do all caps if you can, so I can catch it. And what does that mean? Florida is a pretty.
I want to comment this one.
Please go ahead. What does
Niva
it say?
Travel. The Niva Travel is to Marcel. The answer. The comment to the Marcel.
So what did they say, and what are you going to say?
He said he just brought the Lada Niva Travel model. And the Lada Niva Travel is the same Lada Niva, just like rebrand, because it used to be the Lada Niva 2. The old Niva, the Niva Classic, should be gone for, I guess, 1998. But the Soviet Union collapsed, and it's still in production line. And the Lada factory have no money for starting the production of new model, the Niva 2. And then the Chevy brand came in and said, let's make it together. My money, your technology. Mm-hmm. We love Niva. US citizens love Niva. And they made the совместное together company that was producing the Lada Niva car, the Lada Niva 2, under the Chevy brand. So it was called the Chevrolet Niva, Chevy Niva, as we called it. And the contract was for 11 years. And after that, the company started to collapse slowly. And just, I think, I don't know.
Okay.
It's for the marketing people. Okay. I'm not about that. So they held for about 5 years more, and after that, the Lada brand, the Niva brand, returned to the Lada factory, and now we got 2 Ladas Nivas together produced on the same line. The old one now called the Legend, and the new one, 20 years old new one car, now called the Travel Niva. But they mostly the same, actually.
Someone wants to know, would you recommend the Niva?
Well, man, it depends. Very depends. Would you recommend someone the old Land Rover Defender? If you don't know what this car is, you definitely should not recommend it to anyone. But the fan base is very big, and for the Land Rover, and even bigger for Lada Niva. So take a closer look, and if you're one of them, why not?
So you drive a UAZ.
I used to have the Lada Niva.
Oh, yeah? Okay, yeah. Cool. But you drive UAZ now,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And is that your favorite car? Or is that just the best for your needs
yes,
and your financial
exactly,
situation?
Exactly. You made it clear.
Okay.
This is the best car so far. I have no other options to like. If I be a millionaire, I would not change this car to
Okay,
anything.
that's going to be my next question. If money was no object, would you want a
Yes.
different car? No, because you're a family
There is-
guy, you've got kids, and this
Yeah.
car works for you.
Plus, I want to travel. I want to like cross the mud and everything else.
Yeah, he does a lot of that on his channel, guys. If you like manly stuff, Pavel's definitely a real man. He's a action hero, a superhero.
And if you want to see the expedition in Russia, in mud, in cold, in like hard conditions, check the Полная Чухлома playlist, like full Чухлома. The Чухлома is the name of the city. I can't translate it to English because this is the name of the city. But I think you will figure out how to find the right playlist if you want to, of course.
So do you think, are there other cars people should check out if they're thinking of buying Russian cars, if they're thinking of moving here, besides what you have, or you think you have a Patriot, right? A UAZ Patriot?
Yeah, the name of
So you think
model.
that is the best and that's that?
No, I don't think this is the best car because
You think it's just the best for you?
It's best for me, yes. And
What are
it
some
was
other cars that are pretty good?
it was best for me before the sanctions, before the special military operation,
Ah.
because the Hyundai parts are gone, Japanese parts are gone, and most other parts. And now they changing the product, and looks like we're gonna have the jack. I don't know how do I pronounce it correctly. GAC, Japanese, Chinese, of course, Chinese car brand that are producing Hyundai licensed cars, and looks like we're gonna have these parts on our UAZ cars, maybe in a half of the year or to the end of the next year.
Okay. What about outside of Russia? What do you like? What do you think is a good family car?
Depends on what your family is, how big it is, what do you want from car. Do you want to go off-road? Do you want to go fast? Do you want to go low fuel consumption, or do you want to go electric? Maybe a lot of options. There is no simple
But is there a
answer.
company that you think, wow, that's a good company?
Man, a lot of companies are good companies.
Okay,
Maybe
all right.
all of them.
All right. He likes them all, guys. So
why not? No, seriously, man. If company exist, if they selling a lot of cars, then it should be the good cars. You may not like them. You may think they are not reliable, but in general, they are good cars because the people are voting by their budget. And that's it.
With their cash. So I have a new question from someone, which is a different type of transportation. Are there places where people travel on horseback? What about stables for public riding where you can pay to ride for specific times?
Only in public parks, I think.
But it does exist.
Yeah, still in countryside, of course, no one will ban you from owning a horse and trying to ride on it. But does it make sense? For someone makes, for others do not.
So like when I was living in Florida, in small town Florida, I could go online and I could do a search, and maybe there'd be 4 places that sound like they could be a good place where I would drive for 30 minutes or an hour, and I'd pay money and they'd let me ride a horse for a couple hours. So
yeah, something like that.
That's the same in Russia. Okay.
Yeah. The Russians not so poor that they cannot afford something with motor, with like moving parts to make their needs. Yeah, so the horse is expensive thing. To own a horse, you need a lot of money, more than to buy something with wheels and motor on it.
Someone said moving to Altai in 2024. What is the price of the new Niva?
Altai? What
Maybe
is
they
Altai?
meant
Altai.
Altai.
Altai. This is the price for the new Niva.
Mm-hmm.
The price is changing very fast. Plus, I'm sure in 3 or 4 weeks we're gonna see new prices. But I guess the cheapest Niva, like Niva Legend, with like nothing modern on it, will cost you something around 1 million, maybe 1,200,000 rubles.
Okay.
Around, like in dollars, it's very hard for me to calculate.
Someone has, well, just take the twos. You just speak in rubles, and you guys just know, take two zeros off the end.
Something like that. 1 million.
Okay. So someone asks, a little bit off topic, Pavel, how do YouTubers get paid under sanctions?
None payment. We do not pay.
YouTubers do not get paid under sanctions, which is why my show and many shows have the links underneath. We're always saying, hey, if you want to donate, go ahead and donate.
But there is a benefit. We do not show you the commercials.
That's right. No commercials. Now, if you're set up outside of Russia, then you can get paid, but you're only getting paid by people that are watching that are not in Russia, unless their VPN is on.
And of course, you can sell your own products, and you can like commercialize yourself any way you want.
Is that what people mean when they say merch?
Merchandise.
Right.
Yourself.
It's nickname for merchandise, I thought. Yeah. Okay, I figured it out. So I'm an old person. I don't know this stuff, but I've heard the name merch, and I thought, that means merchandise.
Yeah.
So like T-shirts and mugs and stuff like that.
Or make a commercial for any product you want.
But like to sell stuff with your shows.
Or just own money.
So you could make some cars that say Pavel Kabanov on the side, and people could buy it, and that's how you'd make money.
Why
don't you do that?
I do make car parts.
Oh, okay. Tuning. So you actually do?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool. And they work?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, well, there you go, guys.
I do make money.
You can buy a car part, and maybe he'll charge you double if you want him to sign it.
Mostly for USD cars. My tuning is.
Is it made with your printer, your 3D printer?
Some of them, most of them are metal. So I should, to make them, I should ask my company's acquaintances. Yeah, sorry for my English.
Don't be sorry, man. Your English is way better than my Russian. Yeah, Pavel has a great 3D printer. He uses it for a lot of stuff. In fact, my shirt mics that I use for the show, he printed on his 3D printer the clips that attach the mic.
It was very easy.
All right, so
maybe 1 hour of work.
How would you describe the Russian car culture in comparison to other countries in terms of size and diversity of vehicle types?
Very vast question. What is the culture? I don't know. I'm pass.
It's like Fast and Furious. Is that a car culture?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's perhaps too broad of a question. The Martian.
Make yourself more certain.
Yeah, so maybe describe your car culture where you live and ask us if the
compare
Russian culture is similar.
Or not.
Like when I was talking about Gulf of Mexico states and pickup trucks. So the new price of the Niva and the UAZ Patriot is... Someone wants to know. Do you know that off the top of your head?
Where?
Whoops. Here.
New price. What is the new price? New price we're gonna see in starting year, in the new year.
Well, I guess the
current price. The current price, I guess, as I said earlier, around 1 million. The lowest price for the Niva Legend, classic Niva, and for the UAZ Patriot model, I think something around 1 million and maybe 600,000 or 700,000 rubles.
Okay. So what is the most preferred car in Russia? Is it the benzene automatic all-wheel cars?
Did you show the rubles?
We have a real ruble. Take a look, guys.
This is $1 approximately, just a little bit more.
100 rubles. And I see a vehicle on this ruble. So it is...
Where?
There's a chariot right there.
Yeah.
So it's appropriate to the theme of the show.
Yeah.
So, and there's
In the big theater on the other side. I sure
he
everyone knows
translated
it.
The Bolshoi.
Большой театр.
Yes, Bolshoi Theater.
Yeah. You all know it is большой.
100 rubles. That would be $1.
Just a little bit more, but approximately.
So, do we answer this question? The most preferred car in Russia are the Benzin automatic all-wheel cars.
Marcel,
is that right?
Tell us that the price is 1,004,400,000. Let me check online.
So while he looks up that price, guys, click share, as I said before, and send this to your friends right now so they can join us in the live chat. Pavel is the most frequent guest on this show. His playlist is in the description if you want to see. He's been on this show 10 times. And we have had many adventures together, sometimes with Josiah. You can only imagine what that was like. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And I'm not using the word adventures lightly. We've had some fun adventures. So
price list.
He's looking up the price list right now.
Download. It's not downloading.
So I want to know, Pavel.
It's downloading.
So where am I? I lost my spot here. So Benzin, is that popular? Pavel?
Benzin like petrol. It is.
Are Benzin automatic?
I just downloaded the price list for the Lada Niva, and I'm gonna zoom in. And as you can see, the lowest price is 800,000 rubles. And the
looks reversed to me. Hopefully it's not reversed for them. But
highest 1 million and just a little bit more. So I was right. Not 1.5 million like the Marcel told us.
So this one right here. Preferred car in Russia are the Benzin automatic all-wheel cars, right?
Yes, the Benzin, the petrol cars are mostly produced and sold in Russia.
My guys here
because the diesel is more expensive.
Oh, okay.
A lot more expensive.
My guys here love Mitsubishi Pajero Confirm and Diesel.
Confirm and Diesel? Like,
I guess what? Confirm if Marcel's guys love it. Do Marcel's guys love it?
What?
Mitsubishi. Sorry, Marcel. About horses and horse riding tours, you can go to
Well,
Altai.
I do love the Mitsubishi Pajero. It is a great car.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, then you just confirmed it. So Altai is a good place for horseback riding, I can only imagine. I need to ride a horse, man. It's been too long. I need to do it before I get too old.
Horses are popular in the Altai region. It is. It is true.
Okay, and in Kursk, someone said, the new 2023 Lada Niva Travel Comfort Trim. Okay, we talked about that.
Yeah.
1,400,000 rubles.
Maybe some local dealer is like staking price high, but it's not the recommended price from the factory. You should like make a complaint to that dealer.
So guys, if you send us a question, I haven't answered it, retype it, do all caps if you can, put 3 question marks.
GMC.
So Pavel, the metros, because you and I have done some metro videos. So we have kind of Stalin's Brown Line metro circle and all the metros around that. And these are like the 30s and 40s fancy palace metros, right? And then
I guess so, yeah.
As the city has grown, they have built more metros further and further and further out. So what I like about Moscow is as you travel further out, it's kind of like you're moving forward in time. And and you can see some stations, and I'm just guessing, you tell me if I'm right or wrong. So like my station, Molodozhnaya, it's not new and it's not super old. And it doesn't look that nice. And sometimes I'm in it and it looks like a public bathroom. And I'm thinking, it was this built in the 90s, let's say, maybe when Russia was not really having a great time. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. And then some of the ones I see now that are brand new, they are nice and shiny and cool, kind of like 80s craziness.
We do have one.
They don't seem like they're putting the money in like they did during Stalin's time.
If you want to see the cheapest station, you need to go to our line, our dark blue line, to the Crocus City. I think it's McKinney station, and this is the only station that was made on not government money.
So we take dark blue all the way to the east.
McKinney, it's not far from here. Three stations away.
Oh, so we're going west?
Yeah.
Okay, so like
3 stations away.
Oh, really?
Like Krylatskaya.
So further away from the center.
Yeah. Strogino and McKinney.
Okay.
The McKinney station is commercially made.
Well, you guys can see that station on my third most popular video.
This is the cheapest one.
Moscow is like what? Where I ride the entire dark blue line, and I start on that end, so you'll see that station fairly soon, like within 5 minutes of that video. But Pavel, so the stations they're building now, they look nice, but I can tell they're not as expensive as the Stalin stations, right?
Oh, why do you need an expensive station?
I'm not saying you need it. I'm just saying they are not as expensive, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yes, it's not as expensive, but like for the one who lives today, it's not an expensive. But imagine you're living in a Stalin's time, where you might not be paid at all. Like you will be just forced to work, and that's it.
Right.
Is it expensive for the one who forces you to work? He's not paying you anything. Like the material is cheap, maybe like cost zero. The workers is cost nothing because they are just prisoners.
So you're saying this is why
not everyone is prisoners, but the prisoners do exist, and they were working on building metro in Stalin's time.
So you're saying the Stalin era metros, which are like palaces, which are really nice, the government was able to do that more easily because everyone was working for the government in a way.
Yes.
Because there was no like, you're not like making your own money necessarily and working hard to like start your own business. And so nowadays the metros are built more practically from a financial standpoint.
Plus the industrialization period of time, when the machinery comes in, when the like minerals, everything is underground, became easily accessed, and the same marble, the same granite is a lot more expensive, is a lot harder to get than it was before, despite the fact that the modern mechanics, modern trucks, modern like tractors and everything else.
Wait, so granite is harder to get now?
Yeah.
Because we have mined it so well.
Yes.
Makes sense. Okay. I'm sorry.
Plus, you need to pay all the companies that are in the chain.
All right. Someone asked, is there a monthly train pass? Now, that question is kind of broad because I would think, is there a monthly metro, like subway pass, which there is. I have it. It's like,
you can pay for the day, you can pay for the month, you can pay for the year, plus you can pay for, I guess, 60 days, like 2 months. And if you don't want pay for the time, you can pay for the amount of entering.
So how much is my troika, my annual pass? Do you know?
No, I don't know. No.
Darn it, Pavel. Why did I bring you here?
Man, I just take my card, like validate it and go inside.
So
I don't think about how much it costs. I just know that it is cheap, and that's all I need to know.
In case you're wondering, guys, I do say it. This is a good plug, though. I say it in my third most watched video. Moscow's like what? Where I ride the entire blue line, and I do say in the beginning of that, here's my annual pass. This is how much it is. I think it's something like $250. Pavel's getting loopy here. He's playing with the cars. But all right, $2. Thanks, Amara. Amar, man, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Just tell me what you want me to say, because it's not natural to say Amar 350Z.
Racetrack, Moscow Raceway. There is a Moscow Raceway, completely modern, like all the modern standards great track for your supercar. You can bring it there and try to beat
someone asked about a
the
Moscow
circle.
racetrack.
Yeah, the circle record if you want. So,
all right, Mr.
There is-
Boston, I guess they live in Boston, said for their state, a monthly commuter rail pass is $230 a month. How does that sound, Paul?
where?
Well, they live in Boston, I guess. Their name
Boston.
is Mr. Boston.
A
$230 a
lot.
month. That sounds very expensive, right?
Very, very.
But I understand in America, it's probably not that expensive.
No. In Russia, everything where the government is making something is very cheap. Like their purpose is to make everything accessible to everyone.
Each time period has its own architecture. Yes, I agree. Are there still hydrofoil ferries in Russia? All right, we got a boat question. Pavel?
Well, I know that there is old Soviet hydrofoil boats still in service, but they are old Soviet. And as far as I know, I'm not sure about that, but as far as I know, there is production of modern ones. But I don't know, is there anyone in service this day? I'm not sure. Maybe there is a lot of them, maybe there is a zero of them. I just don't know. I'm not here to lie to you.
All right, we got $3 from Borusko. How did he say it? Is that Russian?
Boruska.
Boruska,
I don't know.
thanks.
Boruska.
Boruska, $3.
Boruska, наверное.
Amar, $2, and now Boriska, $3. Can I get 4?
Do not get it.
Guys, I really appreciate you. Thank you. It means a lot. It helps the show out, and we appreciate it. So looking for the next question here. Give me a question mark, guys.
The Russian hockey is the best on the planet.
Really?
The comment.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mr. Boston.
All right. So Pavel,
Mr. Boston, did you saw the great Soviet versus Canada play? It was epic.
Didn't see it.
It was
I'm
very
not a sports
epic.
guy either. I'm not a car guy or a sports guy, but I am a movie guy, and I saw the Kurt Russell film where I think America beat Russia in the Olympics. I think it was called Miracle.
But still, man, it was in the Soviet era. We cannot compare the modern state of the Russia and Canada hockey league.
So I was on the new electric year-round ferry recently with Josiah and Sasha.
I do recall that.
And yeah, because you checked it for me. My technical advisor. And I think you told me, we didn't get to cover in the show, that in Soviet times, there was a more extensive ferry system in Moscow. Is that right? Something like with like wings, like under the water and stuff like that.
Can you ask it again?
You said in Soviet times there was a more extensive ferry system. So how is it different than what we have now?
It's hard to compare again, because the modern system just unique. There is no other something like that in the world. It's one and only all-season electric river bus, I guess, because it has not only the newly built unique electric buses, river buses, but again the special bus stops, I guess you can call it that, that helps the help me
the
shuttle to connect here to the station with, like, again, unique way of like connecting them together.
Oh, does that make it move quicker? Because guys, they have like a floating like bus station, like indoor bus station, you could say, And so the shuttle doesn't like go in and dock and come back out. It's just going along, and it just clicks on and then clicks off and keeps on going.
And this is different to the outside buses, to regular buses, where you need to like freeze to the death when you're waiting your bus in the winter, because there is no heating, no covering, nothing, just like the roof, and that's it. And in the river, it's all season river bus. You can go in a heated place, wait for your boat, and it will connect to the station almost. I guess ceiling. There is some ceiling.
No, it looks fancy like from Star Trek,
No
like
ceiling,
it would,
no.
but it just kind of connects. I mean, there is a ceiling. Yeah, there's a ceiling.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? I thought you meant does it seal? Well, I mean, like Yandex, the app that helps you get around town, it'll sometimes say you could take a bus and it might be a little bit quicker. But I often take the metro, because if I take the bus, so the bus might be there immediately, or it might be 17 minutes. And when it's wintertime, I don't want to go wait at the bus stop in the cold. Even if it says it takes a little longer, I'd rather just get right on the metro and get inside the metro.
But in Yandex app, you can see where your bus exactly right now.
It'll recommend it. That's true.
You can see it online.
Yeah,
where it is.
That's true.
And it's moved like in real time.
So someone
around
said,
the map.
Sergey said, "What? There are a lot of great Russian players in the NHL now."
NHL is not in Russia, man. How can you compare NHL with Russian players in Russia? Like how? Where are you gonna meet them, and how they gonna like fight each other, or what?
Maybe we'll have to do a new stream about Russian sports. But I did have a question. So the new ferry that I just rode with Josiah and Sasha that you watched, and that we were just talking about, it is year round, right? So how do they do that? Because what's the special technology? How does it work? Because the river, I assume, is going to ice over, or what? So how do they keep running if the river ices?
We're gonna see that soon.
Oh, so we'll
go
check it out.
Yeah, but I guess they're gonna like put special boats for the ice cracking.
Oh, so they're gonna ram it open, and keep it open.
Only after that.
I didn't know if maybe they had like these special like burners.
No.
Just instantly dissolving the ice. Okay, cool.
It's only in Star Wars movie.
So ask Pavel about the new express highway to Kazan.
It is in progress. They are building it, and my company where I'm working is sending employees for work on building this highway. Looks like it's gonna be finished very soon, and already the first part from Moscow to some point, I'm not sure where exactly, is already in service. So maybe in next year it's gonna be finished completely. I will not surprise that. I will not not surprise.
You won't be surprised.
I won't be surprised to that. Yeah.
So guys, we're gonna wrap it up in about 15 minutes. So if you're shy and you've really been wanting to ask something and you've been hesitant, don't hesitate.
Not a lot of viewers.
Send that question. And Pavel just said loudly, not a lot of viewers. Why would he say that?
Well, you got a lot more subscribers. Where are they?
Well, the live streams, YouTube doesn't promote the live streams as much. So
okay, 10 times less, but not the 33.
Yeah.
42. Oh no, we're losing them.
Well, I mean, I personally wouldn't watch a live stream because I've got 5 kids. I don't have time. It's an hour and a half for my live stream.
But again, 10 times less, but not like
so
100 times less.
It's a conspiracy. So guys, send your question because we're going to wrap it up soon. Sergey says that you really scare him, and he said, "Watch KXL." That's
KHL, Russian hockey league.
Okay. Do you guys think they will have driverless metro trains in Moscow soon?
Hilarious. What?
Will they have driverless metro trains in Moscow soon?
Driver что?
Train? Will they have Moscow trains that don't have drivers?
Ah, well, I don't know. I'm not working in metro, but the plans exist. Yeah, the plans are exist, and experiments. The first experiment on first self-driving trains were, I think, even in Soviet era. So maybe even more years will pass until we're gonna see it in service. I don't know. Maybe the first one gonna be like tomorrow. The modern Moskva 2022 trains, the Moscow 2020 trains are fully compatible, fully путаюсь уже в словах, честно говоря.
Oh, Wild Siberian's here. What's up, Dan?
They can go fully without the driver.
So check out Dan's channel. Dan, you have a vehicle question for us based on your wild life? Not wild in a bad way, wild in the fun, interesting way. Yeah, so he said comedy. Okay, so he must have clicked on when we were laughing about viewership. People keep asking about the Kazan Expressway. I think you answered that already.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think that driverless vehicles, the metro would be the best place to try that if you're going to try it, because it's on a track.
You can already try driverless vehicle if you want, already in Moscow, fully in service. It is a Yandex taxi. Yandex taxi is going like open beta, I guess. So if you want to try fully autonomous driving vehicle, you can go to Moscow and in a certain area, not everywhere, call the taxi and go without any assistance from the driver.
It is Wild Siberia, not Wild Siberian. The channel is Wild Siberia, but he is, I guess, a Wild Siberian in Wild Siberia, you could say. So, and he likes you, Pavel. So Pavel's been on my show 10 times, Dan, but it's been a while. So I think I've doubled the subscribers since the last time he was on. So a lot of people probably don't know you.
We don't have the flying taxi. We do have the courier robots that are carrying the food that you bought in Yandex service again Yandex. Everywhere is the Yandex. Not only Yandex, because if we're talking about self-driving cars, there are 3 companies that are testing the self-driving cars in Russia, taxi cars, and there are 3 companies that are testing the self-driving trucks, big heavy trucks that are already traveling from St. Petersburg to Moscow and back. So the future is here.
Yes, especially if you're living in Moscow. So Dan from Wild Siberia said he's going to open up a Mexican restaurant and he's going to have horchata. I don't know what horchata means. I thought you meant a mariachi band, which I would love to see here because I missed that from my California days. Well, before we end, which is going to be in less than 10 minutes, we should say something about planes. Pavel?
Planes?
Yeah. It's transportation.
Like
You're the transportation expert.
What do you want to know about planes?
Well, I think the Wright brothers started it. Is that right?
I know that the MS-21, the main Russian new middle-size like people plane, is not in the service still, but they are trying to make it in the last 20 years. I guess with 0 success still. But it is their fault. From the beginning, they plan to use too many foreign parts in its
so you're
construction.
talking about Russian commercial airlines, which are not doing a great job, in your opinion, because they had too many foreign parts in their planes?
Yeah.
Okay, so commercial airlines is not one of Russia's areas of expertise, you would
Boeing
say.
and Airbus. That's it.
Okay, so Boeing is
just like in everywhere.
And Airbus is what?
France.
France. Okay, all right. So those are the best planes as far as the world.
Maybe the only planes for most of the countries.
Okay, cool. All right. So is there anything else you'd like to say as we come to a close?
I don't know.
You want to pitch?
Пока.
You want to pitch your channel?
You already did that.
I want you to do it now.
Приходите на мой канал Павел Кабанов. Если говорите по-русски, то проблем с пониманием, что там происходит, у вас не возникнет. Посвящен он в основном автомобилям, в основном ульяновским автомобилям, в основном моему автомобилю и моим изобретениям по подготовке моего автомобиля, в основном к экспедициям и бездорожью. Но есть товары и для машин других брендов, в частности для Pajero, для Land Cruiser, для... Чего еще у меня есть-то? Ну, разные, в общем, есть, если захотите. А также телеграм-канал у меня есть, там еще больше различной информации.
Cool. And we never really talked about trains, and we have a couple minutes left. So from what I understand, because I live in Moscow, you got the metro system. And then if you
Нет,
live
двигателя
outside...
для аудио у меня нету.
What?
The last one.
Oh, what do you say?
They have the engine for audio.
Oh, okay. So
why should I have one?
So if you live outside the metro system, then you can take commuter trains, which are called what?
Commuter trains?
Yeah, what are the trains that are
Ласточка?
outside? Yes.
The Swallow.
What is that?
Ласточка, swallow.
Elasticska.
Yeah, Ласточка, the small bird.
Okay.
Swallow.
Right, cool.
Swallows.
So an American would know that as a commuter train. And then, of course, you have trains that Russians use instead of flying. Like if they want to go on vacation in Russia, you take the train out of Moscow to whatever city.
Ласточка.
Da?
Ласточка.
Why do you say lazy?
It's in Russian.
Okay. All right. Cool.
How to pronounce swallow correctly?
So, Pavel, say something about trains.
The swallow. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly.
Swallow is correct.
Yeah. The swallow train used to be completely 100% German. The Siemens D0, and for the Sochi Olympics games.
Now, these are the commuter trains. That you're talking about.
Okay. 2014, the Russian government, the Russian HD company, not the government itself, began the production of these trains. Changed a little bit for the Russian specific and called the Siemens D0 Rus or the Ласточка trains. And from the beginning, the plans was to импортозаместить, to change the foreigner parts for the Russian or some other parts, I guess the Chinese parts. And now in 2023, the fully independent, not the German Ласточка is introduced. Now we can produce the Ласточка fully by ourselves. Okay,
cool. And I actually filmed a video with Josiah a couple days ago where we rode the newish circle line that was built for the Olympics, I think. So it is technically not a metro, but it's part of the metro system. And this is technologically the same as a commuter train. Is that right?
You mean MCD?
Yes.
The circle line?
Yes.
Yeah. It used to be the cargo only specific trains when the Moscow was much more smaller, and after several expansions, the needs of the cargo and some people were using it. The need of that line was not existed anymore, and just I think 6 or 7 years ago, the Sobyanin, our mayor, began the project to make this old, almost abandoned line, recreated, and make it only for the passenger transportation purpose only. And it was the first in service, almost like metro line, but run by not the metro company, the RZD, the Russian Railway Company. So it was the bit of experiment how it gonna work together. But as we can see, it worked very well, and the payment are just the same. Like you seamlessly make the transition from the metro to MCD and back like nothing. Very convenient, very easy.
Cool.
Super.
Yeah, so we'll have a full video on that coming out soon. The design I did already. It is nice. You get to see that.
And first Lastочка trains were brought to the MCD line right from the Sochi. So imagine like Moscow, the big megapolis, and trains for passengers having skis, like handling.
Oh, carrying skis?
Yeah, for high mountain skis carriage.
So that train and the Swallows and the commuter trains, which are for people to use just for daily commute in and around and outside the city, how are they different from like vacation trains like that you would take
The
from
same.
one city to? So it's the same.
Yeah, the same completely.
Except of course the interior is going to be more like a bus design as opposed to
just the same.
Well, no, because on a travel train to another city, you can have your own room.
Where? You mean the big distance train?
Yes. That's what I mean. How are these trains different?
Yeah, the big distance trains, of course, are different because you need to sleep, and you cannot sleep.
But is it just the interior is different?
No, it's completely different trains.
So the design
just
is completely
from the scratch.
It only looks the same as far as a child is concerned. So how are they different?
Man, like everything is different. The Lastочка, if you want the Lastочka is Siemens commuter train. It's just like you sit, you may stand. There is a lot of doors on both sides. You can enter, exit, go through them. A lot of air, a lot of storage. You can sit everywhere, just like in metro. And long distance trains from the Soviet era. Most of them are made in Soviet era. They are the same in terms of construction, and the concept of where to put the passengers, where to put your storage, your everything, I don't know. It's completely different. Like if you want to compare the trolley bus and the pickup truck, they are completely different. How can you compare them? They both have wheels, but that's it.
Well, I would say in Russia, people use the trains to travel like vacation-wise and for business a lot. Whereas in America, you're just going to buy a plane ticket and you might fly. What you would drive in 4 hours by car, you might go to the airport and just fly there in 45 minutes. People fly all over America as opposed to trains.
Plus, it can be cheaper. If you want to go yourself by one person, it can be cheaper. Why not?
Okay, guys. So this was and still is Pavel Kabanov. If you want more, go to his channel. It's at Pavel Kabanov A. If you want to see him in English on my channel, he has his own playlist.
Just type in Pavel Kabanov, and this is more than
okay. And that's all I have to do. So if you want to see him in English on my channel, he's got his own playlist called Pavel. It's in the description right now.
In English, Pavel Kabanov in English.
Yes.
Not the Russian letters.
Search him up like that. Please click like, click subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make a donation if you guys want to, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think of the show.
1 second,
please.
The train.
45 seconds.
The train across all the Russia from I guess Moscow to the Vladivostok will take you something around 2 weeks, or maybe so.
Oh, really?
So just imagine the size of the country.
Yeah. It's a big country. All right, guys. Have a nice night. Pavel, say goodbye.
Goodbye. Пока-пока.